Hello, this is your disabled combat veteran after 9/11, Michael Commiso, and the battle buddies on it. I feel like I try to choose my words wisely as to I feel like maybe I choose my words because I care about people. And since everybody's sensitive in the 21st century about everything online, and I'm a disabled combat veteran after 9/11. So I must be a tough person to go through what I went through and come back home from war and everybody sit there and act like it's so hard to help a soldier out. So no disrespect to the law, but you're kind of disrespecting me as an American soldier after 9/11 if you really think about it. So, you know, what's sex? Is it free in America enough for us to talk about sex nowadays in the 21st century? I feel like as Americans, we are comfortable enough to talk about sex online. As to advertisement, business and company and uh, profit, and you got to make a profit. I highly doubt the internet been over the years still up if the internet made no profit, right? Like the cable company, you know, the reason why people don't like cable boxes is you're just you got to watch the same thing over and over again on the cable box. As we go further in future, technology is going to advance. And I feel like I said, I feel like many years ago on my YouTube channel that everything is going to be on television. All the internet and technology and all this, I guess it's apps. It's hard for me to learn and people don't teach me the correct way as to mislead, leading me in the wrong direction or kind of thing, you know. So I have a good heart and I'm an American hero. I feel that it doesn't matter how you view me online as you all act like robots in the 21st century as human beings online. If people smart enough to hack each other in the world, I feel like you're smart enough to understand what I'm talking about over the years on my YouTube channel. So, people not going to leave boxes or to watch TV. Everything is on the internet and it's going to be on the television. So, as we go further, how technology should make things simple for us as a person on planet Earth. You know, I'm not sure if I'm smart enough to work at NASA, but I'm smart enough to talk about outer space. You know, nowadays people put each other down so fast that you don't even recognize who we are as people online to how it sucks that people rather stab each other in the back than be good friends to each other on the internet. You know? So, like I said, I highly doubt the internet been up this long for that many so-called hate on the internet. So, uh, why I brought up talking about outer space and technology and advance and everything uh, is because I feel that as our planet uh, is changing is to where how long can a planet survive in outer space? We don't know because we don't know how long life has been in outer space. So we all sit there and act like we can use our resources so much and just don't thinking about how it's going to affect our planet. I feel like as a 80s child that was a 90s kid, I get it, an 80s child as a 90s kid, and in 2000 I was some type of teenager, and somehow for you all have math, I get it, that 12 o'clock is when the sun is above the middle of the sky. So that's why people back in the day uh, made 12 o'clock is the middle of the sky. But it's how huge we're too small as a planet, and we're too small as life to be noticed in outer space. And I guess that should be, and I don't know if it's a bad thing or a good thing, as to where I saw Star Wars and Star Trek and realized not every alien in outer space is nice to you. As a veteran, not everybody's nice to veterans back home as a soldier. I'm not sure why, because that does not make any sense to me. So as we should advance as people, because we have to get along. It's not, we're kind of selfish as human beings, as people, to fight over little things that can be solved, as to, I can hardly believe people still fighting about what sex is on the internet. So, as you all have nothing else better to do in the world, you all basically talk about the same shit all the time on the internet. People can't get over things and move on forward. And I feel like I am trying to, as do lie. I think it's unfair for the law lie on the public internet about the soldiers after 9/11. So me being in uniform and serving my country means a lot to me as Michael Commiso, and you seem to me you don't care that how I feel about things as a disabled combat veteran. You know, I served my country because I felt like that was the best thing for me at the time, and I felt like I needed to help after 9/11, as the whole world was there at 9/11 on the end. So I just, sometimes I can't believe how mean people can really be to each other, and I'm the one that went to war and served my country. So, no, I guess I'm still trying to figure out what people look at veterans as. To, it seems like you question veterans about everything, and you seem like you want to help veterans, but in a way, it seems like you sit there and trying to stop me from making my YouTube videos back. Because I felt like if everybody was cool with me back home, my videos would be cool as hell right now. But we don't have any privacy in the world anymore. We have to know everything about each other online, and then don't know anything about each other because you're all blind to the fact that you're just a bunch of bullshit haters. And I'm from the 80s and the 90s, and it wasn't so bad as a child in the 80s and the 90s. Yeah, people bully you. Yeah, you overcome that. I feel like everybody gets bullied about something online nowadays. But I'm 40 years old, and I went far in life because I'm smart enough to survive. Well, I don't know why is it so hard to survive on planet Earth in the 21st century if at least we all know that we're human beings on the internet, right? What's the purpose of going to college? Do you go to college to learn about more about why people hate each other and get mad about each other? But then didn't learn anything from college because you figure people go forward and as to you had the 70s and the 60s and the 80s and people were cool with each other. I felt like maybe like you guys act like it's like you go to a party and if you don't listen to exactly what the song at the party, you're not cool enough to be at that party. 'Cause you guys, that's not what music is about. I feel like I don't know much about music of what I can hear from my ears. And everyone, I always felt like I was meant to do more in life than just sit here and act like it's so hard to help a soldier back home after a hard life. I highly doubt there's that many people that hate American soldiers online because in a way we're not bad people as American soldiers online. We just defended our country after 9/11 by some asshole on the internet because I don't know. So because I grew up in the 80s and yeah, you hear things and, but it wasn't that hard to watch television. It wasn't that hard to use the internet, even how fast the internet works. It's funny. We're speeding up the internet, but we're a bunch of haters that's slowing down the internet because I have to do everything back home as a disabled combat veteran after 9/11. It sucks that I don't have better things to talk about than trying to defend myself as an American soldier after 9/11 because you all sit there and act like, I don't know, I'm an American. And just because few people talk bad about you and say you're not good enough to use the internet doesn't mean that that's true. Because, like I said, I always felt like I was meant to do more in life. And I don't know how smart you have to be to work at NASA or to make it in the world. It's not everything is about money, but everything, you need money for everything. So I don't know what's the major problem in the world of what everybody's fighting about. Is it about money or how many people can be naked online? We have to die over that as a situation or something. But that's not. I highly doubt that we had invented the internet to be hate on each other. I highly doubt if everybody went to history classes and science. I took at whatever goddamn classes they gave me in high school. I really did. Really, towards the end, I choose my classes. Well, they just gave me what I don't know. I don't really forgot most of the time, but I really towards the end I got to pick my own classes in high school, and I was comfortable with the classes that I picked. Yes, I guess when you go to college, even though you're in college, you still have to, I guess, take the main courses. So it's like when I was in basic training, when they said no more drill sergeant, no more drill sergeant, hey, 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 goodbye. And then I went to AIT and they tricked me. That's what, maybe that's what Commiso freaked out. I didn't even get to war yet, and I'm freaked out in AIT when they told me there was no more drill sergeant. That's the same thing. Like forgetting what the heck I was talking about because I feel like my mind sometimes shuts off. I have a thought in my mind and my mind shuts off. It's because I can't believe we're still talking about the same subject and asking why. We can't live on this planet as a human being and survive by now. Where maybe well, in the future, all this technology, we're going to need robots because we all rely on the internet and sit in the homes every day and do nothing else but sit on the internet every day. So in the future, we're going to need robots to move us around. So I'm trying to be a comedian. You all said be all you could be in the army. And I'm trying to be a comedian. And people beat up people that are different in the world, right? I feel like people bully people because they're different from everybody else that's on the internet. So I always like science and outer space. I guess it's called astronomy. I got a speech impediment. I don't speak as I feel like the general population don't actually use every word in the dictionary in their conversation. So it sucks that over the years that I was a child, like I just miss hanging with my brother or hanging with, when you was a kid, people bully you and you hang with a few people that would like you or whatever. But I just miss being a kid. Yeah, I feel like people somehow try to pull, I don't know, pick it. We're adults and we pick on each other as an adult, and then we try and treat kids not to bully each other and kids, but we pick on each other as an adult online. But people call me stupid and slow because I guess apparently I'm a special education student. I have a learning disability, that's all. Just because somebody has a learning disability doesn't make them stupid. So I understand. and, but I guess that's why a lot of the geniuses in the world were bored staring at people. I feel like Isaac Newton got bullied in school. I didn't get to read a lot of books back home because I don't have time for y'all making a schedule for me and like everybody direct each other's lives online because they can push a button and direct them in the wrong direction. So that's unfair and that's mistreating people, and I'm a human being. Just because you're some kind of weirdo trying to set people up on purpose, and that's not cool. And you wonder why maybe you don't have a lot of friends. But in the world we live in, it's hard to be friends with each other as people because is that all people think about is money and how to I'm the only one that's cool enough to be on the internet, so I'm going to make everybody else look bad around me and everything. Is that how people really think about each other? I don't understand. Because if there's only 1% violence or whatever, hate in the world, it shouldn't be that hard to solve that because we all have hearts as human beings, and we should care. I don't know what type of time error you are on the internet because how fast the internet works. So not everybody's up to date to all the sites on the internet. And when you sit there and act like, well, everybody seems to know where the cool party's at on the internet. I don't understand how you people leave out a few people that might change the world one day and everything. Not me. I'm just Commiso. We view ourselves so negatively. We are going to be viewed at each other. That's how we're going to treat each other negatively. I took a science class, and I understand this. The words get bigger and the subject gets harder because the words get bigger, right? Because I can't pronounce the words. So I apologize if I didn't have a long ass word and over the years in my YouTube videos, and you all can open the dictionary because the dictionary is in front of you and then scan down and why is that even cool to talk bad about each other? So I want to live in a world where I can live in the world, in the world, in the world that accepts me as a person. But that's not how it is. It's true. Everybody takes a shit, but only one person gets bullied about it on the internet. But that, I guess, even though there's only 1% violence or hate in the world, it affects the whole world. And how easy it is to solve and fix things, it shouldn't, I don't know, everybody's got a wrench in their house, but I think everybody's got a tool in the house. And the whole purpose of a tool is to fix things. So, the simple subject as to clean water in the world. I feel like, we have robots that walk around on this planet. We should be able to have clean water for everybody on this planet. That's how simple that could be. But I just don't understand the conflict because I really don't want to look into it and then saying that, are you serious? If I really figure out what the politics or the, whatever, and that's really what you all fight about, I will be like, that's why I like collecting Pokemon cards. I'm a shy, quiet kid that never learned what type of group I was in school. Because everybody's always in a group. So, over time in high school, because they're going to talk to me anyway, I didn't talk. I feel like I somehow talked to every student that was in my school. See, when you as a child in schools, you basically grow up with the same kids in the same classroom. But once you get in the higher grades in high school, you break the kids that you kept together for years and wonder why. So it's different types of personality in high school. And apparently they all forgot right away in freshman year that they was all friends in Fisher School. But I guess as a freshman, I don't know what's the average height of as a person, but I'm not really a tall person. I guess the average height is close to 6 foot, right? Well, I'm still in the fives. So when I was a teenager, I feel like I'm the same height I was when I was a teenager. And everybody's saying, what are you all talking? What's this guy talking about on YouTube? back in the day, that's why people had the time to paint a 16 chapel. Nowadays, we don't have time as people to paint a 16 chapel. Because how fast we view each other online too, where how fast the world works. As the technology moves us faster to the future, into the future. So we all can sit there and view each other. Nothing's going to get better and never solve anything. But it's the holiday. And Commiso wants to be happy on the holiday. But somehow everybody sit there and you can be friends as kids and then as an adult view each other like we're all a bunch of assholes because we're adults on the internet or something like that. So if you view me as I don't appreciate help, as to I don't understand, as to I'm Commiso. As I go back to, I guess when you write a book, you have to entertain. You can't just go straight forward into the book. It'd be boring or something. So I guess in what I learned in the English class, we have to spice up your book or something with words. Or as you all sit there and flow with the flow of the river, Commiso is doing a doggy paddle in the river and going in the opposite way. That's Commiso. That's right. If I ever get a chance to write a book, I always try to dress different from everybody. Is somehow through high school, where I felt like, well, I wasn't really. I felt like I really didn't fit in, or in school, or whatever type of groups you had. So I was like the wandering guy in the hallway, wondering what everybody's doing this weekend. Because all kids in the world hang with each other on the weekend. Because there's no school. So as you go as a teenager, and on somewhere I wanted it, everybody's dressed the same. Everybody's got the same color car on the street. Everybody's like robots on the internet, believe everything you hear on kind of thing. And I said, I don't want to go in that direction. As Commiso. So through high school, I dressed myself, and I just didn't want to dress like them. I wanted to come up with my own style. So I was zoned out through my whole life. I think that's the reason what's going on here. Commiso was zoned out his whole life, even going through war. I was zoned out everywhere I went. That's why I'm 40. See, when you zone out and you sit around and wondering where all the years went, you're zoned out. That's Commiso, you understand? And when you zone out that many years, somehow you're 40. That's why I feel like the time on this planet can't be right. I don't think we age that fast. So when you all sit around and act like it's so hard to be friends to each other, where in the lower grades as kids, we all just want to do something on the weekends. You know, you ever saw that Saturday morning cartoons at recess? That's the child I was. When they had recess and they took, somehow that's what happened. They don't have recess in high school. That's what messed me up, I think. I didn't realize that until now. They didn't have recess. I always waited. I always tried to hurry up and do whatever the teacher said to get to recess. So that was the same thing when going to school. I was always waiting for the weekend, hoping something really cool happened on the weekend. I like the recess. And we all zoned out on the internet. We waste all this time to figure out why we hate each other online, and it's like 2025. See, whatever conflict we had before the internet, we supposed to had solved it somehow. But then somehow we're all young folks arguing about young folks arguments and starting shit all over again. When we somehow had good Christmas holidays on the 80s and the 90s. It felt every Christmas felt like Christmas and everybody was happy in the world. It felt like. Even at one point in time, I felt like everybody was so happy using the internet in the 21st century. But now I just don't get it. We all have eyes, right? Well, most of us we can see. But even when you're blind, people can see. So if everybody's sitting there hating for no reason, well, how hard is it to solve simple things as how people can get mad at a soldier like that after time? So I got Christmas gifts coming because I like going on eBay and eState. I didn't try Amazon yet. As I feel like I learned about myself as a veteran, I do feel like I have like they call it combat PTSD. So I feel like as veterans, we had a certain thing we did as a soldier, how we did things in the military. We had a certain way of doing things and we learned how to adapt in the military. Now, how I all by myself as a veteran, I had a routine. I had a routine of collecting Christmas gifts on eBay. I paid my bills on time with the landlord, and I was cool with that. And I like try to make goofy videos. But it's hard to be funny because as it was so easy to play with each other as kids in recess, like Saturday morning cartoon, I must have lived in cartoons. I like cartoons. Just because I'm an adult, you guys look at each other different. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop watching cartoons because there's something wrong with you as an adult. So it sucks that we're capable of traveling around the world as a human being to having satellites and landing on the moon as a human being. We're capable of a lot of things, but I just don't understand the conflict of what the heck everybody's talking about online. So, you all can live in a world where you all hate each other for no damn reason. I am in my man cave. I don't know what it means to be a man as a disabled combat veteran after 9/11. I don't know. I feel like I'm still at 19 years old and still in the military serving my country. And I miss traveling the world because I feel like I might be too heavy to be on a plane. And everybody sits there and takes all, it's like, you know, uh, uh, when I came back from war, that's when I found out they gave me some medals and they had to put on Class A's. I didn't really like the Class A's that much because it takes a whole lot of time to put the Class A's together, and it wastes the time of me and being. So I was used to the uniform when I was at war with. I guess because over the years I was in the same uniform every single fucking day, living in a desert as a soldier. They're wearing the same uniform. every clothes, every wearing the same clothes every single day. So eventually you get used to the uniform that you learned it over the years, right? So when they finally taught me how to wear Class A's, I was like all nervous and shit because you have to have the medals in the right spot on the uniform. I said, it's getting advanced now. The military. So you all can sit there and try to say that Commiso didn't do anything in his life, but you know, for a guy like me that was shy in school, that I was nervous, they didn't, you know, yeah, there were certain girls in the school I liked, and then there were certain girls. I was basically shy with every girl that came up to me, really, as a teenager, because I was always taught to work all the time and paint, ride a bicycle, draw a football and baseball. So when they introduced me, oh, as a teenager, you could date and stuff, I never did. So I really had really no girlfriends if you really think about it. If I was just, you know, I want to be treated with respect too, as a man. You know, you have these talk shows about how women always got something about women time on the talk show. But I got feelings too, you know. So when you feel like you're doing everything and everybody act like nobody can do anything, it's like, why the hell you giving tough love to your veterans back home? I feel like I I respect people. I care about people. I wish people good holidays. And I'm an 80s child and with a kid, 90s kid. I like playing video games. Anybody that says they hate playing video games, you have an identity theft of your own self on the streets. Nobody knows who they are, as everybody's always on everybody else's computer, on the internet. So maybe it's good that I'm Michael Raymond Commiso. Yeah, I get it. I have no social skills. Somehow I got along with all my battle buddies in that war, and I had no social skills then either. And I got along. So that's why I miss my battle buddies. I think that's the number one reason why veterans, one of the number one reason why veterans are sad. They miss hanging and partying around with their battle buddies. Because they somehow understood me. I guess. But I say, at least my battle buddies made me feel like I was part of the military and served my country. For to come out and everybody act like they're slang on the streets, and just because you slang on the streets doesn't mean you have to talk slang to each other on the streets. So maybe we forgot how to be smooth like Michael Jackson. Have a heart like Michael Jackson in the world. That's why music was cool back in the day. People took the time to listen to the beat and make sure that beat was cool with your song. I don't know much about music, but I took a chorus class in Fisher and sang on the stage. I feel like the songs were I Believe I Can Fly by R. Kelly was one of the songs I sang. And Wizard of Oz, Dorothy, the Rainbow song. Over the Rainbow. And that doesn't make me a professional singer. But sometimes I want to sing loud. I know the songs. When you're in a chorus, you just look around. If you forget what the word was, you're in the chorus and everybody around you knows what you're singing. But I guess when you get older, you got to be cooler in school. You didn't have to be so cool when you was a kid. As long as you have some clothes on and you're walking down the street and going to school and riding a bicycle, it was pretty cool when being a kid. But now as you get older, as an adult, you guys have some kind of technical reviewing each other the wrong way kind of bullshit. I'm proud of being American. You guys go sit there and act like you could take me the wrong way, but I am a kind person. And I got Christmas gifts coming because I like giving Christmas gifts because I like Christmas. But when you get on 40, so that's why I say the times can't be right on this planet because we're aging with the planet. We don't have to age with the planet. We're life. So if people age slower in outer space, then there's something we're stressed. We already got stress on our body from the gravity. So why are we putting more stress on ourselves as people in the world on this planet? The reason why we're aging so fast is because the gravity is, if you ever been in a teacup and spinning super fucking fast, over time that stress, the body can't handle the stress of spinning on this planet. Because I feel like we should live up to like 1,000 years. Because we're smart enough to live that long and we understand what it takes to have life by now. Because I guess that's what Albert Einstein was talking about, relativity. Where when you get burned on the stove, it feels like it took years for that burn to go away. But when you talk to somebody that you care about and love, or it happens so fast, you forget the time. So that's what's all messed up. We're spinning so fast. Imagine living in seconds. We're living in seconds on this planet. And I think a car can't drive super fast all the damn time on the road. And it's stressful on the car, I think. As gravity affects everything on this planet, as to our environment, as to water and fire and ground. Yes, you ever saw Captain Planet? What it takes to have life? Well, it seems like number one thing is oxygen. Oxygen is the number one thing that keeps life going. Yeah, water too. And then people have to eat food, but things like if we didn't have oxygen, there'd be no life on this planet. So I may not think as fast as everybody else as I was in special education class, but you ever saw Summer Rental with John Candy? And you always waited for the summer, because it felt like that when I was hanging with my grandma in the summer. Because grandma always liked doing things with us. And every time summer came around, grandma took us to the beach, our great-great-grandma's house. So, the same thing with the movie. You always feel like this things are left out from the movie, and the movie's going too fast. And back in the day, we had time to watch. We didn't have to rush to watch a movie back in the and we could just sit there and chill. And I guess it's politics because of the politics. What the heck is politics? And people all hate that. What's that? Is that what's messing with me? I feel like people should have, that's the whole point, that we have debates, we discuss things about everything, and so we can, uh, everybody should be able to survive on planet Earth because we got water parks and internet, robots, and we're smart enough to survive on this planet. But then, where's this hate come from? Trying to figure the conflict of being a human being on the internet. Are we too much educated about ourselves and we're overthinking even more? And when we're all friends, when we're kids, now we're all overthinking things and saying bullshit and doesn't even make any sense. I feel like that's the way, the direction that was going on the internet. One day somebody's going to wake up and say, what the fuck is everybody fighting about in the world? And then once you find out what it is, you know, I want to take a vacation. I want to go to Italy. I want to go to Greece. I want to do a real Euro trip. And trust me, I will have a good time. I may be nervous, maybe I'm not around my family and friends and everything. But I feel like I need a vacation from everybody picking on me back home, as I was smart enough and traveled the world to serve my country. But now everybody's got to be on my computer because you got to cockblock me at court around me. No matter how hard you look at it, that's how it's viewed on the internet. It's apparently we have advanced to still talk about the old bullshit that doesn't make any sense anymore. So I don't know how educated you have to be to go to Princeton University, but I still got my GI Bill, and I'm 40 years old, and I'm always helping everybody else out. But that's another thing that sucks. When people had time to go to school back in the day, you know, yeah, people made it bullied you because you went to school, or what kind of type of streets they had before the internet, or what. Yeah, is that all people do? Even back in the, everybody's got something to say. Something always, I don't understand. So, y'all, I feel like the internet should make you an equal, individual, and you have a mind of your own because of the internet, not because everybody hacks each other and directs each other to the same sites. So, I feel like it's cool that I serve my country. And no matter what you say to me or whatever you all think about me back home or whatever, this shy, goofy guy traveled the world by myself sometimes. And I felt like, man, imagine being Christopher Columbus traveling on a ship and nobody knows where everything is back in the day. They only got maps that was drove by other people that must have sailed. But it's that adventure. We lost our adventure in ourselves, an adventure of being alive on this planet, and how much beautiful things we can be able to. We created cool, really invented, and all that, and all the sites and all the. It's like we're meant to be tourists. So if we're meant to be tourists and travel the world, we're not meant to hate each other. We as countries, supposed to get along with each other. But we're always meant to travel the world. together as people. So following yourself is cool to do. And I feel like, yeah, you got friends and battle buddies to help you. You got family. But, we lost that emotion of it's okay to have a heart. It's okay to cry. It's okay to have feelings. We're moving so fast as the internet, and we're losing the fact to feel as people. So I guess that's why I like Christmas and the holidays, because for some, yeah, it'd be cool. Yeah, I get it. It'd be cool that would be nice to each other all the time, not just because of the holidays. But Christmas is the time to give and be happy with each other and help each other out. That's the whole point of Christmas. Y'all can all take the politics out of whatever with Christmas or whatever. How, well, you're all corny as hell. If that's the reason why people can't party with each other on the streets in the world, because you're all corny, so acting like you didn't grow up with Christmas in the world. That sucks. Because it wasn't like that. It's like, I guess we do have to stay young, Just because you get older, it doesn't mean, yeah, maybe nah, you live the way you've been living since you was a child. It's kind of mean that people are mean to each other where we're not mean to each other before. You see, if you look back at time, there was a period of time where people wasn't mean to each other. If we could just figure out what they were doing uh, as people at the time, maybe we could chill out too. Yeah. You see, that's how simple it is to live on this planet. Well, hey, we're all singing and dancing and having a good time. And forgot about time. That's what happened. I was having so much fun as a child. I'm 40 now, and now you're all bullying me and mocking me and scamming me and acting like it's so hard to party with me back home. And I'm like, I'm just the same child as I was a child when I was a child. So, yeah, I get it. I guess we're aging because it was spin on the planet of Earth. But I'm still the same child when I was a child. And I like toys on Christmas. You know, I feel happy when Christmas comes around because I feel some type of joy. That's another point. Back in the day, people just had fun because it was fucking Christmas and the holidays. We didn't have to question why we was having fun back in the day. It didn't matter what toy my parents gave to me on Christmas. I was just happy that I got a toy on Christmas. And I'm trying to get all my toys that I collected when I was a child. And the memory in my mind goes out and in sometimes. So I apologize if we all sat back home, and the best way to welcome me back home is just acting like, man, I was the goofy guy at the park. If I ever had I miss my battle buddies. I told the court, I talked to my friends around the world for my battle buddies, and I make YouTube videos for my battle buddies, and they can't stop me from that. Because I feel maybe some of my battle buddies like listening to me in the world. And I try to say it's okay, battle buddies. Look at me. I survived in the world, and I'm the goofy guy at the party. You really think I was trained with everything in the military. I learned how to party when I was in the military. So when my battle buddies say, come over here and have a drink, I was, I said, I have a drink with my battle buddy. I didn't know if I said much in the barracks, but I was a shy, quiet kid in school. But every time my battle buddies asked me, you want to go to this bar and go to the club? I was like, okay, to me, I'm coming. Commiso's coming. They didn't have to ask what. Every time that anybody left the barracks, Commiso was already out in the barracks. Everybody's still in the barracks. Commiso was already outside. I had to get out of the barracks. I just came from basic training. I just came from AIT, and I was always in barracks. So when they said I had a 4-day, I said, what the fuck is a 4-day? I never had a 4-day my whole life. Because the holidays in Germany, so that they get a lot of 4 days in Germany because of the holiday. So I'm an American. I just came from AIT, and everybody's all serious in the military. I think that's what's wrong with the world. Everybody's always serious all the time. So when I went to my first duty station, and they said I had a 4-day, I didn't know they was trying to set me up to get me in trouble because I was the new guy as a soldier. They try to, whatever soldiers do to each other in the military. But they said I could have a 4-day. So I didn't know where to go, and I didn't really know anybody in the barracks. So, I took a 4-day to Mallorca, an island by Spain. They had like a travel agency. You're supposed to have a battle buddy, but I didn't know anybody. And when they gave me a 4-day, I just basically, I didn't know how to get off the barracks yet. Even when they gave me the 4-day, I was wandering around in the barracks. Well, I guess, I think a few of my roommate got me out somehow before I think I took the trip. But I basically followed the other battle buddies out. I figured out. But I didn't really know anybody, and I didn't want to interrupt the pack over in the barracks as a soldier. So I took a 4-day to Mallorca, an island by Spain. I was nervous as hell because I really just realized I traveled to an island by myself. Then I said, oh shit, I only got 4 days. I got to make formation. And still today, I don't know how Commiso made formation, even though I really didn't know how to travel anywhere in the world, only to the state to my next basic training at AIT. When they flew me all around the world, I basically got lost all around and somehow got back to formation. I said, I had to time everything. I said, what day is? I gotta make the flight. And somehow, everybody was in, that's what happened. Now I remember. Everybody was in the field training. And when my first duty station, I guess the train to go to war. But the staff sergeant came up to me, said, uh, "Do you want to work at the CMR?" I said, "What the hell is a CMR?" I figured out it was the mailroom. I said, "Oh, I don't care. I work at the mailroom. That don't seem that too hard to do." Because I was came from basic training in AIT. I guess they didn't want to send me directly back into field training. I don't know. But I went to the CMR and I hang with the civilians. The civilians were ex-soldiers that was in the military or veterans or something. So I partied with them a whole lot. That was cool too. Sorry, I don't remember everybody's name on top of my mind. You know, if I ever have to be a four-star general in the military and I have to remember everybody's names, I give you a name, damn. If I can't remember your names. So I didn't know what to do. I don't know if they were setting me up to get me in trouble because I didn't. It wasn't. I guess it was rear D. It was in the field. And it's not my actual first sergeant. It wasn't my actual commander or whatever. So I didn't even got to know them yet. I was really I was well, I guess they was I think oh that's what happened. I don't know how the hell I met my roommate. Well anyway, somehow yeah, they figured out that I was there over the time and then I eventually went to war with them. I, uh, the funny part is when they figure out I guess I was supposed to, I don't know, one sergeant told me a different thing and another sergeant told me another thing and I was like, I like what this sergeant said to work at the mailroom. Once you get the pattern of where everybody address is, it's not that hard to do mail because you know exactly where the address is over time. So I got the rhythm and know where everybody, I made sure all my company got their mail and whoever else was at that mailroom. I miss Freeburg. We only had a little tiny base. My first duty station was a tiny base. You could walk to one side to the other like 5 minutes or something. I guess if you run, it'd take 5 minutes to go to the other side. So, I wasn't really trying to get out of training, if that's what my first duty station battle buddy thought. That's what I thought. That's my roommate. All these guys start mad at me because they didn't see me in training in the field. But I was letting you know, one of the staff sergeants told me to work at the CMR, and I was happy about it. So, when I got my 4 days, everybody was probably in the field. I don't know if that was a good thing to do to a soldier after wait for the new guy. So when they got out of the field, they all looking at me. And I said, I didn't know what they think about me as my battle buddy. So every time they got a day off, the CMR, the civilians, I got a day off. I didn't have to make formation. I didn't have to do what everybody else is doing. As long as I got up and made it to the job, to the CMR, I was fine. Nobody picked on me. And so I felt like the barracks came back because, uh, so I took a 4 day to Mallorca, island by Spain, and And, yeah, I was nervous. I was a teenager. I was a young chap in the military. I didn't really know much about military yet. I just know what the basic training and AIT and they yell at you. So nobody really yelled at me. Really. When I was in, when my first, I thought I got in trouble because the other sergeant told me you're not supposed to make formation because I work at the CMR. So eventually they got me in the field to train with the other soldiers at my first year. They figured out where I was. But over when I was working with the civilians, I partied with them. I did whatever they went with. And I was a German. And I'm an American that was born in the American country. So me traveling the world is, and I'm from New Jersey, and I'm a Commiso. Yeah, traveling the world is that's another cool thing I did in my life. And I'm still proud of myself. Even you guys can sit there and act like it's so hard to bring up and and motivate your veterans back home. I think that's what I see. We're motivated that we're veterans. When you're veterans, it's like, you make it like, I don't know, I can't explain it. Maybe other veterans out there can explain it better than I can. You take that hero, when you're in uniform, everybody treats you like an American hero. But when you're a veteran, I guess you're not always in a uniform. But I'm not a mean guy. I feel like I'm an older brother that stands up for my younger brother to where there wasn't that much conflict in the world where everybody was safe to play on the streets in the world and be cool with each other. And we are capable of doing that again. So if everybody's saying I'm negative, I'm not. I was the goofy guy that survived a fucked up war on the internet that nobody knows what the fuck everybody was fighting about. Well, I feel like everybody wants to have a good life, right? So why is it so hard to understand that? And we all can be capable of giving each other good lives on this planet. Because it's a miracle that there's life in outer space in the first place. I don't understand. See, I don't know if people question life so much if they forget to live their lives, but it's not that hard to describe life. It's a miracle that there's life in outer space. Every day is something you can do and enjoy every day of life in outer space. As we know that, man, people are capable of living up to over 200 years. As their giant turtles can live up to 200 years. We're losing the fact that we are capable of even more as life in outer space. So I highly doubt that outer space created life just to destroy it. Because it's a miracle that there's even life in outer space in the first place. So when everybody sits there and act like it's so hard to enjoy ourselves as life on this planet, doesn't even make sense to me. So, yeah, I may not know everything. I didn't feel like I read enough books in my time. See, when you're in 1800s, you had more time to read books. There was no internet or television. So I apologize if I feel like I'm a really good guy and as people misdirect you on the internet, I try to direct people in the right direction as to how hard it is to be good friends to each other in the world. Because if people like it or not, there's only one life to live. I guess that's why I didn't like soap operas. My mom was trying to watch soap operas with me. Maybe that's why I didn't get connected with my mom. Because the soap opera was so dramatic. Every single thing in the soap opera is so dramatic. As the title, One Life to Live. So I didn't like soap operas. I didn't like all that. I said, holy fuck, how can anybody live like that every single day? They should get medals. Yes. I don't like watching soap operas, but they should get medals and soap operas because to live that every day and make that much stress of drama on each other, I don't like soap operas. So is there any way in the world we can all come together as people and figure out, hey, we don't have to, the moral of the show is we don't have to be a soap opera in the world. Oh, just saying that was, I really do get panic attacks. I traveled around the world in the time of, I don't even know what everybody's fighting about. I think that's what, I traveled the world. I was Commiso. I didn't know what everybody was fighting about. But I still traveled the world somehow. And I got to my first duty station. And, I liked my first sergeant. I thought my first sergeant was funny. My first duty station. I never really got to hang with my first sergeant, but I felt like he was really a funny guy. You would figure like, oh, the first sergeant's going to be all stressed. You know, it's going to be a very serious person. When you get in the higher ranks, you got private and then specialists. And then you get to the higher ranks and you feel, oh man, there must be some serious motherfuckers. So when I first saw my first sergeant, I didn't know what to think about him. All I know, he was a pretty funny, he said some funny things, I felt like. And so, when he said to run here, run there, we ran around Freeburg, my first sergeant, and I kept up with the first. I said, I didn't feel like basic training. We were just all running together as battle boys and having a good time running in formation in Germany. And when I ran, I was looking all over the place. It was so obvious that I was a tourist. It was so obvious that I was a tourist. I was like running, and the first sergeant was saying something, and I was having a good time with my first sergeant. So, I don't know what my battle buddies thought of me, but I got lost in the world as Commiso. I zoned out. I said, well, as long as I keep the first sergeant happy, it won't be so bad. And, I got cool battle buddies all around the world. And I guess we missed I guess I was a young chap traveling the world. And I was like, everybody was like, oh, this is the country. We traveled there. Uh, when I traveled the country, I thought I was falling down the rabbit hole like not Dorothy, Alice and Alice. I was like falling through time while the planet was spinning. I was flying in out of, well, I don't know how far planets and planes fly. I went back in time and served my country as Commiso. I went all around the world and back again. And I feel like that's like cool as hell if you really think about it. So I saw reading a rainbow. It's supposed to be a half an hour on reading a rainbow, not 2,000 hours. I got some Pokemon cards. Y'all, just because people get bullied because they collect Pokemon cards doesn't mean gives you right to bully people that collect Pokemon cards. You all can sit there and act like, well, he never grew up ever. He never grew up in the world. He's not an adult. He still collects Pokemon cards. Well, I say, damn you to hell. Because I am an 80s child. We grew up with Michael Jackson, Madonna, and all them 80s, where we all, like, in Star Wars, we're rebel. We're like rebel, we're people that stood up for our rights in the 80s about things that didn't make sense. It should have already been fixed before the 80s. So you all can sit there and try to whatever, but just keeps me going, Lord. I hope when it's Christmas time. So I got Christmas gifts for myself coming. And I got Christmas gifts coming for other motherfuckers. I really don't know how to do the card trick. And you're all like, are you a real Pokemon collector or not? You don't know that much about anything. Well, I was serving my country while everybody back home knew how to collect Pokemon cards and knew where to go. I didn't realize Pokemon was still being made. That was a shock to me. And I learned that they kept making Pokemon cards from YouTube channels from the other Pokemon masters, or whatever trainer you call yourself. But so you gotta give me at least credit. I don't know. Is that all people think about? How much credit and street points you earn on the streets? And we're all in Grand Theft Auto in the video game? I didn't know it was that hard. I didn't know it was that hard to live in the world. So I apologize if in the world of shit, I wish it was like 80s or 60s or something. I wish. Let's get down to let's see what this is. Oh, well, that was the shiny card. The energy card. As I take time to myself, hopefully soon, I don't know what it takes to how to help. I don't know. Can we all say we're all geniuses? I'm not sure. because all we do is hack each other, take each other's ideas. I'm not sure if the internet is a cyborg or not from Star Trek, but I understood the Matrix movie, and it seems like the guy that was having fun in the movie was the Matrix guy. So I just want to say that, I know I can't fly off of buildings, because of gravity and everything as the Matrix and everything, but I understood the movie. So just because I'm different from the world, that's Commiso, I say some cool things sometimes. At least I could say that as a human being, hopefully there's more than just me as a human being online. That, we have the time to take the time to understand we're all human beings. Even my mind saying, what the heck are you talking about? So my mind shuts off. But did we lose the passion of being a human being? The passion of life? Passion of seeing trees? I don't even think people know there's trees. Because I see trees. And I'm in the Matrix. I felt like you all came down hard on each other when you found out that the world was some type of matrix or something. Because that's what's happened. I don't think it's that deep. Because there's giggles. There's giggles in the world. As long as there's still giggles in the world, I feel like life should be okay. If there's still giggles in the world. Wow. We're in the future and we got all this technology and we still can giggle as a human being. I feel like the Tin Man and we all need the oil because we're all like the Tin Man, the robot online. So I don't even think people can party anymore. People are not loose enough to go to the party and do a backstroke at the party. Well, when you go to a party, you got to do a backstroke at the party. We don't have enough oil because we're all Tin Man at the party. Because everybody judged each other. For I feel like we were trying. I feel like we know each other enough as people to be people. And when that happens, I might be part of the society again as Commiso. But I really want to collect Pokemon cards and bring back my childhood. And everybody's trying to say you can't go back there because you're going forward as an adult. So, for what, I still can't figure hard time that people take me the wrong way in the first place. So, as aren't you lucky, even though the path that you're all trying to go down on in the basic world online, everybody's in Grand Theft Auto and having a struggle life? I say that wasn't the case. That's not true. We was kids in the 80s and 90s trying to collect Pokemon cards and other things too. We all came together and became the kids of the world. Now you're all uptight it's hard to be a kid on this planet. Any kid in this planet can't be a kid on the internet because you as an adult is judging that kid before that kid had even got on the internet. And I feel like that's the reason why we can't go forward. We won't allow us to advance and chill and have a good Christmas as we did back in the day because we're all uptight and eat oil as the Tin Man. It's hard to believe that. So, I don't like Pokemon cards. I didn't collect many cards as I collected baseball cards. I feel like in between baseball cards and Pokemon cards and finding out there's other cards was the path I was going. But I can't keep up in the video streaming world because everybody did everything and everybody did everything and everybody did everything and everybody did everything. So I apologize. I got tired over the years and couldn't figure out what else to do on YouTube. And thought, well, that's a good idea. I'm not sure whose the ideas on Pokemon cards on YouTube. And I'm not trying to copyright Pokemon trainers in the world. But I understood, damn, are people happy even the fact that the road that we was taking of everybody's floating in the internet world and hating each other for some reason? So, Commiso, everybody told me in the yearbook, dude, Commiso, never change who you are. Whoever wrote in my yearbook, I said, you want to write in my yearbook? I said, okay, I write in the yearbook. That's how they sound when I was in school. I said, can you write in my yearbook? And they went, okay, I write it in the yearbook. So I was like, I said, hurry up and write something so I can move on. So I didn't really read my yearbook until, I don't know, whatever, and everybody said, never change. When you get in the higher classes, you really don't have to write cursive all the time. So I have trouble reading cursive. So I try to read whatever the look like a letter word in the yearbook. And they said never change who you are, Commiso. And I feel like I just a goofy guy in this video streaming world that's lost in the matrix. I didn't even know there was a matrix until they told me there was a matrix. And then I was like, what? So, I'm just collecting Pokemon cards, okay? You know, I didn't know that was a conflict in the world. So I apologize if I don't know everything. I went to serve my country, remember? While everybody went to college after high school and trying to find out who they were as a person. I understand college American movies. Everybody wants to go to college to find out who they are as a person. You know, through high school, everybody's telling you what to learn. In college, you got to tell yourself what you want to learn. And that's why you're all nervous. I didn't know this was the time for me to tell me what time I needed to know, what time I needed to know what to learn at college. So, I was serving my country, and everything's fast in the military. I don't know how fast you have to learn how to get along with this guy in the world. Because I was a shy, nervous guy to talk to the ladies. And I'm a goofy guy trying to keep the planet together with my YouTube video. I'm trying to be like a superhero. I'm like, you don't have to, just because people saying this is for the reason why bad things are happening and you can't do nothing. I was smart enough to say we got robots on this planet. Can the robots do anything? Obviously, I apologize. If somehow a robot can learn how to use the internet, apologize to all the robots in the world. I don't want to start as a human being. I don't want to start a conflict with the robots. I was a shy kid in school that I had social problems and didn't understand what was cool to be in school and went my direction in the room. And I somehow traveled the world and came back home, okay? And it seemed like that's a cool thing to talk about. So I don't know what's cool to talk at the party, but if everybody has a nervous breakdown because somebody's talking at the party, I miss my battle buddies. Apparently I'm from New Jersey. Now I guess I have to watch more seaside shows. I'm supposed to be a New Jersey surfer and chilling in New Jersey. New Jersey is supposed to be the most chilling in the world because that's how I feel. That's how they teach you on the show. So I apologize if I was too goofy to understand I was living in New Jersey at the time in the school. And I don't know if I have a New Jersey accent or not. I feel like Commiso's got his own type of accent. So everybody's like, who's this guy in the barracks? He says he's from New Jersey, but we don't know. Because I was the goofy guy, and I didn't know it was that serious to live in New Jersey. That goes for everywhere in the world. I feel like, man, the reason why we had the good time in the world and the reason why we got robots and technology is because we're going in the right direction and what everybody's hating for. You might say when I talk, it sounds like talking like I'm from kindergarten or something because I'm not using some type of language online. But I had a hernia surgery. Somehow there was some virus going on. Then you pick on me. Then you pick on me again. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm Michael Ray Commiso. People call me names and bully me my whole life. Somehow I say people like me. I don't know how many people you need for people to like you and to be okay in a world where, like, I'm a soldier after 9/11, and it's the holidays, and my family should take me to New York, and I should see the Christmas tree in New York. And I heard there was like an ice skating rink. I saw it on Home Alone in the movie. There's some type of ice skating rink. Or what type of movie that was somewhere I saw there was ice. Yeah, it was Home Alone. When the bad guys were skating around on the ice. I felt like that's a cool thing to do on Christmas. That was a perfect movie to make for people to travel to New York. This kid's having fun in New York and he's taking out the bad guys. How hard is it to live on this planet? That's why I miss hanging with my brother. I miss hanging. We was just chilling. It didn't matter if we had a cool Pokemon card or not. You know, as long as you had a few of them. So now it's like, damn, man. I gotta complete this damn Pokemon set. So I have oh, my nervous system to relax. So, so we could do this. We could come together as to, as I said, people didn't have time to fight back in the day and the Renaissance. Everybody had to figure out what art was, what was science, what was goddamn science and art. And apparently there was love back in the day. I think the reason, I don't know much about Michelangelo's art, but as an artist that looks at other people, that's what I was trying to say. I'm trying to get good ideas from other artists. As I look at the Sistine Chapel, I feel like Michelangelo was trying to teach love to everybody. So people had time to figure out what love is in the Renaissance because they had tried to figure out what the heck Michelangelo was painting on the Sistine Chapel. But when I look at the Sistine Chapel, it seems like the reason why people fought back in the day because they fought over love. You know, people wanted love in the world. It feels you all could be all acting like you're all cool and don't know what love, don't know what heart feelings and whatever that crap is. I'm not meant to be sensitive on the streets and everything. But no, that's feels like if you look at the 16th chapel, people fought for love. People don't. They had wars, so they won't have wars no more and fight no more. That's why they had the Renaissance. They understood we all wanted to care about each other as people. And people had time to find love. Now we don't have time. We all fans. To hate, if we know because you read something in a book about somebody reading why this and that, whatever, then I guess you didn't get the meaning of the book. I highly doubt we got this far as life in outer space to sit there and act like it's some kind of hard thing to do. So, whatever, I didn't realize it was so hard to be a human being on the internet. So it doesn't, at least I try to go back in time and find the good times. Maybe that's what we need to do is stop pulling back the time to find the negative in the time in less people. That's how I feel on television. You always, since everybody else is mean to you, I might as well be mean to you too, kind of thing. And you're like, it's hard to believe people came this far for we should be sitting, nobody should have a stroke using the internet. Everybody should be chilling and that's the whole point of having Renaissance. It's okay to have a mind of your own. We don't have to be always taught what was taught. We as Galileo, he was trying to say you're wrong. Space is not viewless the way you say it is. and people got mad at him because nobody wanted to agree. But it seems a lot of people wanted to have a mind of their own back in the day. They don't want to, they go to school to learn what they want to learn. So now it seems anything you do online, people's going to somehow bring the streets or, is that how ghetto the world is? I don't feel like that's the case. Because we grew up with Michael Jackson. We all were friends when we was kids, listened to Michael Jackson. We didn't have to be so tough. It was, I think the whole point of rap, you're supposed to be having fun with rap. That's the whole point of rap. We lost the fun in rap. People were funny in rap back in the day. Now everybody sounds the same because y'all want to be the same. So I don't know. That's the same thing in life. Everybody's trying to sound the same online, and now we're all cyborgs on Star Trek. But we all learned that the bald guy in Star Wars, even though with the robots was trying to make the human being the robot, the bald guy said no, and he wanted to help his friends on the generation, whatever, Star Trek spaceship, I forgot the name was. That's how complicated the world is. It determine if you want to be a robot or not. Well, apologize to the robots. I'm a human being. The only robot I had was the 2X robot, and it talked to me and said things, and I was cool with that robot. So, I don't know what kind of robots there are out there now. It's like, I gotta hurry up and show the Pokemon cards online for everybody to start to judge me on the internet. Way up there. No, they're about to judge you. You gotta hurry up and show the Pokemon cards. Because nobody knows how to be a human being on it. It's the holiday. It's the holiday. It's the holiday. You know, I don't have to be mean. I think that was the moral of Star Trek. I don't have to be mean like the other robots. I can be a nice robot. That was one of the other episodes. They took a cyborg on the ship with Star Trek and tried to make it human. And they did pretty good at it. So, we can work together, robots, in the world online. That's how much advanced technology we got. But we can't let that get between us, robots. You know, there was robots in the past that got along with human beings, and we can do the same. I understand there's something wrong with human beings, but it's not my fault, robots in the world. I was trying to bring back the good times. I thought that was the meaning of that show, too. Everybody was happy on that show in the good times. How hard it is to have a good time now. Don't put me through, don't put my name on your situation because you hacked me and everything. I was trying to come home and be chilling playing video games and try to dance with some music in some kind of type of party. But instead I got some kind of weird ass acting like nobody know who the hell I am. But I was a shy kid. I apologize. I wasn't out at everybody's party. I didn't have time. I was on the wrestling team. I really was trying to do my best on the wrestling team. If anybody noticed, they they beat the crap out of me on the wrestling team. If anybody noticed, they broke some bones at me, and I felt bad for the team because I lost. But I didn't really lose because I didn't get pinned. I think that's what kept the coach was trying to tell me. Because I earned so much points. But I just pin you. I think it takes too much effort to try to earn points because you're going to eventually get tired, keep trying to earn points. So every wrestler that wrestled me must have tried to make me look bad on the wrestling team or a wrestling mat or whatever because they try to look cool or whatever. So they took all the effort trying to pick me, and I said, I just wanted a picture. I said, how the hell I'm on my back? I got mad at myself when I was on my back. I said, this is not how it's supposed to be. But everybody beat the crap. I felt like they all came together somehow in the school system. And they said, when the tournament comes around, we're going to beat the crap out of them. But I think you try to beat the crap out of me before the tournament. So there was a time where I felt like, man, it's cool to be on the wrestling team. It felt like the wrestling team came together somehow and everybody was winning and everybody was happy on the wrestling team. But you all beat the crap out of me time I got to my senior year. So I said, for some reason, I told the whole school I was joining the military. I said, well, I should take a year off if I'm going to join the military. So I didn't wrestle my senior year because I felt like if I keep losing, I will lose for the team. And they broke the crap out of me. Where the hernia doctor told me I had my hernia longer than I thought I had my hernia. So maybe there's a chance I had a hernia when I was on the wrestling team, trying not to get pinned. And so that's why I had a hard time doing sit-ups. But I went to war and served my country. And when you come back home from war, everybody's so hard on you as a veteran. I don't know how I got to my first duty station, but I did. And I was so happy. I didn't know anything about my battle buddies. I don't know how how everybody's tough in the military. You gotta be tough in the barracks. Well, I didn't want to be a tough guy in the barracks. I just wanted to do the mission or whatever the drill sergeant was yelling about and chill in the barracks. So when I got to my first duty station, I wanted to chill. So I was just happy that I saw another country. I'm from New Jersey that don't go anywhere. And how many people travel the world to? I'm from New Jersey and I'm Commiso. So I felt like I could breathe when you travel. You're free. You're having fun. It's your like vacation. It's a tourist. You experience your country, every country's for the first time, and seeing things I felt like I could breathe more when I was traveling. And now since I'm back home and everybody puts all that responsibility on your veterans, like guy came back from war, assholes. I try to say things maybe my battle buddies would say, and I was a shy, quiet kid. You know, I appreciate my battle buddies try to bring out my shyness in the world. And I make my YouTube videos to try to come about right here as people. We all got to come right here. And this level of chilling in the world. That's another good example. When you listen to rap music back in the day, everybody was just chilling. Because it was supposed to be cool and chilling. Now, I don't know where the level is. But it's not right here, okay? Because everybody wants to be cool and smooth at the party. So everybody's all over the goddamn place. And everybody's saying, not everybody can be cool at the party. I don't know why. Because I understand the cool thing about me serving my country. My battle buddies taught me how to be cool at the club. My sergeant was teaching me how to be cool at the club and pick up the ladies. And I tried my best. And I hang with my roommates. And some other roommates came and followed the other roommate. And then the other roommate in the barracks followed the other roommate. And eventually everybody was outside the barracks. And well, we don't know how, I just follow the other, we don't know how that happened. They said, hey, we're going over here. You want to come? Okay, we go over here. And then once two people hang with, person hang with me, then two people hang with me, and then I don't even know who was around me. You know, as a shy child from New Jersey to serve the country after 9/11, I appreciate everybody took the time to try to make me cool at the clubs. Have all my battle buddies. And, you know, I didn't think I was trying to be cool at the party or the club, because I heard music and I had some beers. And all I wanted to do was dance on the damn dance floor and try to get a girl. And I was tired after when you stay up all night. There are times we stay up all night to make formation the next day, the party. And my battle buddies show me the world. So together we showed the world together as the battle buddies. Because I was a teenager, if you remember. And somehow me turned not a teenager somehow in the barracks and became a 20-year-old man. And then as I got older in the barracks, I was just a young man still, but I got to know cool battle buddies all around the world. Because everybody just served from every state. This wasn't just one state. That I highly doubt just New Jersey served the country. I feel like a lot of people from every state. So, you know, I'm from the East Coast, and if anybody noticed by now, and I somehow got to know Southern people from the southern part of the country, as in the barracks. And what's that, stereotype? And it was nice to me. I guess it was the southern comfort. And they comforted me as Commiso in the barracks. And, you know, it was hard to find sleep. in America because everybody's always doing something all the time and everything. Now I'm back home and everybody just sitting there staring at me because on the internet because they're hacking my face. Oh, as a human being or something? I just want to let the robots know that there's still human beings out there, okay? As a robot. Just want to let you know. I'm still trying to figure out what it means to be an American veteran. You know? I feel like all my battle buddies still trying to feel the meaning of being a veteran. You know? That's how stressed the world is. And why? I don't understand. Because there's enough Pokemon cards for everybody to get Pokemon cards, right? Oh, that one looks cool. I never saw that one before. That one looks cool. I never saw that. I feel like I'm getting there, and I'm not getting there. Because I feel like I'm showing the same cards over and over again. And sometimes I see a card, well, I would show you this, but I'm on schedule that everybody put on for me back. So I have the time, schedule. Why give me a hard time, man? I'm a really good guy, and I was a really good American soldier. I was a good battle buddy. I'm a good brother. I'm a good son. I feel like I'm a good friend. I feel like, you know, I think that's why it's so hard to have a good holiday. Only one person tries to have a good holiday. And I feel like we must have lost that somewhere down the line when I was at the club around the world. You know? Yeah. A little bit, I felt bad. I didn't get the girl all the time at the club. How many girlfriends do you think I had? But I was just happy partying with my battle buddies. I think relationship must be goddamn fucking hard though. You guys can't figure out your human beings by now if you don't know I don't think I understand what relationship means. Because that's how stressful I feel like. I don't mind being a single guy at the club, dancing with girls that never came home with me, okay? I'll admit that. That's your battle buddy, you know? I was just happy that everybody was happy to chill with me at the club. And somehow we all got along in the formation. Yes, sometimes it's kind of irritating always standing in formation all the time. So when we all went to the club, we didn't have to stand in formation in the club. Maybe that's what my battle buddy was trying to tell. Commiso, you don't have to be this uptight at the club. And I'm like, well, if I told you, I really never went to the club a whole lot until now. Battle buddies. Guess what you remember? I was a young chap at the time. I served my country. I was the goofy guy that tried to get A's and B's in the classroom. Because that's what they told me to do. So, somehow I got on the wrestling team. I felt like I knew somebody that was on the wrestling team. That's the reason why I was on the wrestling team. So somehow the teachers told me I should go on the wrestling team. And I said, they must see something in me I don't to put me on the wrestling team. So it's hard to put a world on your soldier, okay? Shoulder, and hold that world on your shoulder so long. You see? So there's enough people in the world to chill in the world. I feel like we have enough people in the world to chill in the world. As to I was the shy, quiet kid at a club around the world serving my country. And if that's wrong to do, I don't think so. That's a cool thing to do. On top of all the matrix, all on the internet, serving your country is probably hard to serve a country with the matrix on the internet. Because you all don't even know what the matrix is. You all sit there acting like you do. But you don't. That's why people online collecting Pokemon cards. They don't know what the matrix is. You got me. So whatever. I kept the laughter in the world at the time with my battle buddies, okay? You all wanted to say goodbye to laughter in the world because of the internet, but I just say, no, we can't do that. We need laughter in the world. So you all can act like John saying you don't. John, like you don't think I'm cool because I got Pokemon cards. You all just more jealous of me because I got Pokemon cards. Because that's the world we live in. All people do is sit there and get jealous of everything everybody does online. But I say no. We gotta find our laughter. You can't be worried about that kind of stuff. Gotta keep the laughter in the world. So, that's all I have to say about that, okay? This is your Disabled Combat Veteran with Dr. Michael Commiso and the Battle Buddies online.